Picture Art cards are a very open-ended tool, but we do have a couple of cards in the front, in the beginning of the deck, that tell you about different ways you can use the cards, and I'm going to walk you through a couple of those just so you get a sense of it. The next thing I want to talk about is a different way to look at them, and it's which are alike. It's finding ways to categorize the art cards. So I'm going to pull some more of these up and then look at how I might, off the cuff, kind of categorize them. So look at all these beautiful pieces of art, so very different. Let's see, what catches my eye here? Well, one thing that catches my eye is color versus black and white. So that would be one way to categorize these. And if I was going to do that, I might choose, well, I choose these two, and probably this one, and this one, and this one, and this one as black and white images within the card set. And then the rest are really color images. So that would be one way to do it. Another way to do it might be between sculpture and 2D art and 3D art. Another way might be by the medium, like some of them are stitched and some of them are photographs and some of them are painted, some of them are mixed media. So there's lots of different ways you could sort them in that way. You might sort them by their topic as well. If you could figure it out, if you have a sense of the topic, you could do that. So what would I do? Well, maybe I would look for growing things to go with this vine. And if I had all of the cards out, there would be more growing things. And here's something that's alive, the whale and the dove, and these animals. So you could get living things, tree here, the whale, the animals are there, oh, the baby, the baby in the manger, the woman in the gown, and let's see, is there anything else? So these are living or representatives of living, but actually, you know, most of them are actually living. Let's see, those who are actually living, these are representations of living, actually, representation, representation, representation. This is an abstraction. This has all sorts of creatures on it. It's called Naming Day, about the day when all of the animals were named, and they're all stitched on this beautiful dress by Marianne Lettieri. It's called Naming Day. So I'd say that is an abstraction of living things, that the dress. Well, and if you think about the cross and the representation of the living Christ, we could talk about that as well. Would it go into the abstraction, or would it go into the symbolism of, but not the reality of? So I guess the symbolism would be this artwork would be the symbolism of it, I think. So there are lots of ways you can look at it. You come up with your own categories, or especially if you have teams working on this, you might want to come up with some categories ahead of time, make them headers, maybe with stick-em notes or something like that, and then have groups compete to see how many they can group, and if they chose different groupings for some, that's an interesting conversation to have. So that's a game that can be done with lots of folks.